You ever see someone get yanked out of line like they were trash? Not whispered at, not quietly corrected, but just grabbed right there in front of everyone. You're not supposed to be here. That was the first thing Sasha, the flight attendant, said to me at the gate. No hesitation, no pause. Just her hand closing around my wrist, cold and deliberate, and all I could do was stand there, 12 years old, backpack half off my shoulder, boarding pass for seat 2, a first class, clear as day, and she didn't care. You'll be sitting in the back, she snapped, her eyes flicking over my hoodie, my shoes like I was a stain she needed to scrub away. Seat 36B, last row. I didn't argue, didn't cry, didn't say a word, just nodded once and let her pull me from the line, every set of eyes on me, every grown-up pretending not to see. Let me back up a sec, my name's Lucas Soren. The only reason I was flying alone sitting there in a hoodie that smelled like my mom's sandalwood perfume was because she wasn't around anymore. Vivian Soren wasn't just my adoptive mom. She was the kind of woman who could walk into a boardroom and make a CEO sweat without ever raising her voice. She ran a Quiff Trust, one of those behind-the-scenes watchdogs that kept airlines honest, or tried to. She used to tell me, the system will speak for you if you make it strong enough. You don't have to shout, just know where to press. A month before she passed, she gave me this gray card, no logo, just gold etching mirror flag delegate, Tier 1. She looked me right in the eye and said, only use it if they leave you no choice. Only if it's real. So when Sasha dropped my wrist, when the gate agent looked away and not one passenger said a thing, I just walked down the aisle like a shadow, melting into the carpet. And the whole time, my fingers curled around that card in my pocket. I could still smell my mom's cedar, old paper, the faintest hint of mint tea. She always said, don't fight to be seen. Make sure they regret looking away. It wasn't about revenge, you know? I just wanted to sit where my ticket said I belonged. Back in 36B last row, right by the bathroom, tray table flopping like a broken promise nobody asked if I was okay. The woman on the aisle pretended I wasn't there. The man by the window barely shifted so I could squeeze past. It's funny, the way adults ignore a kid they think doesn't matter. My mom called it the cost of being unseen. I just sat, hugging my backpack, cold even though the plane was warm, thinking if I let this go, I'm letting every other quiet kid get pushed aside too. The gray card felt heavy in my hand, heavier than you'd expect. I slid into my tablet. The screen flickered Authenticate Breach Trigger. This will initiate real-time ethics exposure. I hesitated for half a second, because once I tapped yes, there was no going back. 6 digits, soft as a whisper 46912. No alarms, just a silent white bar. Mirror flag active. Nobody in the cabin even looked up. Sasha was 2 rows up, laughing like nothing happened. But in the cockpit, the co-pilot's screen froze. At the Denver terminal, a gate agent's seat map blinked gray, then disappeared. In an Oslo ESG command center, analytics feeds went red, a 38% surge in discrimination, real-time. Mirror flag breach. Severity Tier 1. Back in a New York boardroom, compliance officers watched as all flight data went public. Every seat change, every override, every pattern exposed. No one had ever seen it in real time. Sasha's crew tablet died. The airline's investors started pulling money. $930 million gone in 6 minutes. And me? I just sat in 36B, hands on my lap, heart thumping, listening to the engines hum. For the first 20 minutes, it was almost normal. Passengers sipped sodas, adjusted headrests, scrolled their phones. Then the Wi-Fi died. One businessman muttered, "No signal." Another tapped her app, nothing but a spinning wheel. Then phones started vibrating, one after another, messages slipping through airplane mode, the kind that made people look up, the kind that made the crew pale. Passengers started turning, not all at once, but enough. The businessman in 2D, the woman in 9A, even the couple by the window, all looking back toward me. The kid in 36B, the one who was supposed to disappear. Sasha's hand shook as she gripped the back of a seat. She whispered to the captain, who replied, "We're under protocol review. No more passenger interaction. That's an order." Sasha's face turned gray. For once, I was the center of gravity. The plane landed in San Francisco, but instead of rolling to the usual gate, We taxied to a private one, out by the tarmac. 3 black SUVs waited outside, men and women in suits at the door, tablets in hand. When the door opened, no one moved. Passenger Lucas Soren, please remain seated. FAA Compliance Division will be boarding. Heads turned, seats parted like water. I stood, zipped my hoodie, slipped on my backpack, walked past every face that had looked through me, past Sasha, who finally, for the first time, saw me. Near the exit, 2 FAA agents stepped up. We confirmed breach, severity category 1. I nodded. Thank you. You acted within scope. Another agent turned to the crew. This aircraft is under federal ethics review. Full report due in 48 hours. Nobody argued. Nobody protested. I was the first to walk off. No applause, no news cameras, just silence and the sound of an entire industry reeling. You want to know what happened next? Airline boardrooms lit up like Christmas red banners across every monitor, seats frozen, audits running. The stats didn't lie. 82% of kids reassigned from first class in the past 3 months were black or brown. 91% were flying alone. Until now, none had triggered action. But now, Seat 36B became a legend, not because of drama, not because of scandal, but because it forced people to look. The seat was quietly removed from every seat map in the country, marked inactive, then retired for good. From now on, every flight with Sky Ethics skipped that number not out of fear, but as a marker, a pause, a space for respect. I never spoke to the press. No interviews, no headlines. The card stayed locked away in the envelope Mom gave me, tucked in the back of a drawer with her red ink notes and a mug that still smelled like tea. The only thing I ever wrote was a short post in an ethics forum under the username 36B. I wasn't trying to start anything. I just wanted to sit where my ticket said I could. My mom said, "Don't raise your voice, just to be heard, raise your standard, so the system has to listen." If a system keeps pushing the quiet ones to the back, maybe it doesn't deserve to keep moving. That post went viral, quietly. No trending hashtags, no big news, but every airline exec read it. And 6 months later, in Washington, D.C., at the FAA Ethics Hall, they placed an old airplane seat on the stage. Commissioner Trone lifted a laminated pass. From this day, Seat 36B will remain unassigned, not as punishment or shrine, but as a reminder. The room went quiet, a silence full of every kid who'd ever been moved, every elder, every passenger ever made to feel small. At home, I watched from the couch, knees up, hoodie pulled tight, Mom's blanket beside me. My foster dad just smiled gentle. "You see it." I nodded. The system had finally spoken back. Across the country, new signs popped up. If you see something, say something, or tap pass. Flight attendants paused at 36B. Some straightened their jackets. One kid, one quiet moment, and the whole industry remembered dignity isn't given, it's protected. Before you go, if you'd been in my seat, would you have spoken up? Or stayed silent? Maybe you've already lived that moment, the one where you had to decide. Fight back loud, or let the system speak for you. Tell your story in the comments. Tell us where you're watching from. Because you're not invisible. Not anymore.
Xin chào các bạn, mình là Trinh, mình phụ trách viết content. Việc của mình là mình lên mạng xã hội tìm hiểu những video
Vamos supor, você falou negócio sério.
It is cold, yeah.
Next one? Alright. Thank you, man. Hey, if you guys have any trouble, let somebody know. Please.
After the tree to hold on to.
Yeah, they're